Good morning, Facebook followers. My name is Brandy Austin, and we are going through your questions from last week. Thank you so much for sending them in. We received a ton of questions, and I think we're going to focus today on general initial custody questions. So without further ado, I'm going to pass you over to Larry Mike, our family law attorney, and he's going to answer the questions.
Hi, Facebook Live. We're here today. Apparently we got a bunch of questions, so we're going to go through the questions and answer your questions as best as we can. Always remember that if you need a consultation, we do offer free consultations at the Brandy Austin Law Firm. Address is 2404 Roosevelt Drive, Arlington, Texas 76016.
Okay, Larry, our first question is, what is joint custody?
What is joint custody? Well, we hear a lot of questions about what is custody. In Texas, the courts divide custody into two separate things. You've got conservatorship and access and possession. When we talk about conservatorship, that's basically the rights and duties of the parents. With conservatorship, you have something called joint managing conservatorship. That's where both parties jointly exercise the duties of the parents, such as schooling, medical decisions, psychiatric decisions, how to raise a child, what do they do. So when we talk about joint conservatorship, we're actually talking about the rights and duties that the parents exercise effectively jointly.
Okay, our next question is, what is 50-50 custody?
50-50 custody. So I would assume that 50-50 means the actual physical possession of the child. So when we're talking about 50-50, most of the time people are saying, hey, it's either a week on, week off provision or some type of 2-2-3 or 5-2-2 schedule. 50-50, when people talk about that, they're saying, hey, I want to have as much time with my child physically as the other party.
Okay, great answer. Our third question is, my ex wants 50-50, but I don't think it's a good idea. What should I do?
When we talk about that, the one thing that you have to understand is that it takes two people to create a child. And in my opinion, and this is not the firm's opinion, but in my opinion, it takes two people to raise that child. Even though the relationship between you and the other parent has diminished, you still have a relationship with the child. If there is a parent that wants to be there with the child, wants to exercise their rights, wants to just be a father or be a mother, then that's a good thing. When it comes to a 50-50 provision, there's this thing that a judge told me one time, where you've got good time and then she said you have crap time. The good time are the weekends where it's all the play, it's the going out to eat, the amusement parks. The crap time is you need to go take a shower, you need to do your homework, you need to eat, you need to clean up. One parent shouldn't have to deal with all of that, and then one parent gets all the fun time. Both parents should share that equally. So when you're thinking about that question, think to yourself, do I want to just have all the crap time and then this person has all the good time, or do I want to share that equally? And I think as a child growing up, developmentally, they need to be able to experience what it's like to have both parents equally in their lives.
Okay, another question we got, and this is one we get a lot. I heard my child can say who he wants to live with. Is that true?
Well, in Texas, the child's decision is not the sole decision that the court takes into account when they're determining who the child stays with. The court uses what's called the best interest of the child standard. Now, when a child reaches the age of 12, they can express to the court their preference, and the judge will take that into account. But ultimately, it's up to the court to determine what is in the best interest of the child. But certainly, the child's decision or wishes will be taken into account.
Okay, and is it true that in Texas the courts favor the mother? And if so, why?
No, that's not true. Here's the thing, what I've seen in a lot of cases. You have mothers and fathers that are battling when it comes to who has access and who has possession of the children. The one thing that you have to understand with that is a lot of times there is a parent who has been the main one that has taken the child to medical visits, taken the child to school, to dental, extracurricular activities, managing their daily routine. And then there's one parent that hasn't done that. So when you go into court and you have this feeling that, okay, the court just favors this person or the other, you have to realize you need to know those same things as well. Who the child's dentist is, who's the doctor, what's the teacher's name, what's the daily routine. If you don't know those things, then yes, the court is going to favor the other party who has been taking care of the child. So your main mission, if you want to make sure that there's not a feeling that the court is favoring someone over the other, is to learn those things, to learn your child, to learn those behaviors, so that you too will have the equal amount of time that you feel you deserve.
Okay, well that's all the questions we have today. Larry, do you have anything you'd like to add?
Just one more brief thing. A lot of times what we see with parents and children is that there's a big fight when it comes to kids. And there's one parent who says, hey, this is my child. But the child is both of yours. So when you're going into court, you got to think, what is in the best interest of my child? And what should I do to make sure that what we're doing in court does not affect my child? If you keep your child at heart and you keep them at the forefront of what you're doing, then hopefully you'll be able to minimize the stress of the legal system and be able to live your lives accordingly.
Fantastic. And remind everyone the areas of law we practice here.
So we do family law, as what you see here. We also do personal injury, bankruptcy, wills, probate, estate, criminal, business law. We do it all. So if you have any questions and you want a consult and you want to come to the firm, once again, our address is 2404 Roosevelt Drive, Arlington, Texas, 76016. Our phone number is 817-841-9906. We're having some technical difficulty with the card, but that's our address and that's our phone number. You can reach us on Instagram, Facebook. I think you can tweet us maybe. But if you need to see us, come talk to us and we'll be glad to help you out.
All right, thank you for your time, Larry.
Thank you.